boom boom cat 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 boom boom cat 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 cat. She's a pretty little thing working late at night. Baby's on a mission, body out of sight. Oh, she's got quite the bite.
I personally started OnlyFans because I've actually always wanted to be a sex worker. I idolized the porn industry. I idolized strippers, escorts. I found them super sexy, and I'm like, I want to be a part of that. And this summer I was like, fuck it. I'm 32 years old and I want dick up my ass, and I want people to watch me getting a dick up my ass.
So I did OnlyFans. I did it with a partner. I started with somebody initially, and it went very well, very successful. And then I pulled myself out of it after I realized that my mental health wasn't at the right place where it needed to be, and that's kind of where I'm focused at now. I kind of pull myself out and get my mental space back where I am, and then kind of go back to what I love, because I love sex. I love being on camera. I love the whole aspect of it, production. It's just more of a grounding myself and having a mental aspect of it.
So I'm considering doing OnlyFans. I've never done anything like sex work before, but I feel like right now that I'm in between jobs, it's a perfect opportunity and a perfect avenue for me to make some income. And I do some like photo shoots and modeling that I can't really post on Instagram, so I feel like OnlyFans would be the best option for me.
I started doing OnlyFans just for extra income. I initially just opened up like a second Twitter, like a freak Twitter as they call it, just to find like more freaks that were into what I wanted. Because when you're on Jack and when you're on Grindr, people are so vanilla and they didn't want what I wanted. So I'm like, let me just open up another freak Twitter, post the videos that I like, and then see who likes those and who's hitting me up and who's trying to do that. And then I was getting a lot of views on those, and then people were like, hey, you should make an OnlyFans, make extra money for what you're already doing for free. So then I'm like, sure, why not? I'm already putting myself out there, why not just make a couple of bucks?
For me, I think it wasn't really to monetize my content or even make an income out of it. It was just like I was hopping from, I think I started by like posting like some random photos on Tumblr, and then we got that the porn banned. And I was like, should I make a Twitter account? Should I not? I'd seen a lot of people do this. And I was like, I don't even know. I only had 5,000 followers on Tumblr. So I was like, I don't know if it's worth like starting from scratch again. But I started kind of like I created the Twitter account. I started promoting it on Tumblr before I shut down my account. And then, I don't know, I just kind of went viral. And it helped. It definitely helped to like know other people on Twitter that had a strong following. Example, you helped me a lot actually grow my following on Twitter, and therefore I was just like, you know what, like if people are following, let me just create an OnlyFans account and let's see what happens from there.
So you guys kind of like stepped into it like almost like by accident. It was more just like you were already doing these things, and it just like was a different avenue to step in to make money off of.
Off of like OnlyFans?
Yeah, like off of your Twitter. Like you're already doing this stuff. It wasn't like you said like, oh, I want to go open up an OnlyFans. You were already posting the videos.
You guys already made
correct,
content.
correct.
Yeah.
Correct. Because I just, like you said, I want to dick up my ass all the time. So, and I couldn't find it on Twitter, or I'm sorry, on like Grindr or Jack.
Twitter's definitely the place to go for that.
Right. And
oh my God.
And I want.
Yes.
I feel like I'm missing out. I don't have a Twitter.
Oh, yeah.
If you're gonna do an OnlyFans, you have to have a Twitter.
Twitter's where because you have to promote your page essentially, and you can't promote it really on Instagram. You can, of course, but you can post clips of it on your Twitter. Twitter, you can actually put.
Yeah, I've gotten banned on Instagram because of posting sexual content on.
Which I also think is like bullshit. I don't know if they're changing like their ways of like their guidelines, but I definitely feel like certain people on Instagram are promoting, like they still have like, I just put mine's back up, but they're promoting their OnlyFans still, like
on
showing
website?
And and I feel like there's such a like, depending what you look like or what kind of followers you have or the content that you're posting, they kind of let it slide. with Twitter, I found like there's more of a diversity. So I wish I would have had Twitter like years ago because I just started using it. I still don't understand it. Like there's times that I have to like text one of my friends like, what does this mean? How do you like retweet or like get like followers or whatever?
Twitter could definitely blow you up huge in a night.
What's interesting is that you also get to like choose what you present to like, you know, the outside world, right? It's not, you're not giving your full self.
Yep. It's a brand. You're putting your brand out.
For me, it was like I was.
What's your?
Mine is. I started off with Frisco Raw, and then recently, because I got banned from Twitter, and we can talk about that later.
Oh.
And like hacked my way back in. So now it's Frisco NYC. But I remember the reason I even started posting on Twitter was because I was going to glory holes, and I just started like recording myself. And that's what like made me such a big thing. It's like I was going to these places.
Like so the porn shops or like
yeah, like different porn shops and like sucking dick, and like that's all I was like filming. Like I wasn't filming.
Were you the one sucking the dick or getting your dick sucked?
It was a combination.
You got all the questions.
I'm like, I want to know everything. I'm like, wait.
I'm like, wow.
Like I need ideas.
It was, yeah, I mean it was a combination, but mostly I was like showing videos of me sucking dick, and like I wasn't like getting fucked. I wasn't fucking. Like I wasn't like showing really much else, but like my like face and like sucking dick, and like it took me some time.
I see.
Thank you. It took me some time to show my face, but I think I found it so thrilling. Like you, like I love sex, and I'm a very like sex positive person, and so for me, it like just represented courage. So like I wanted to like kind of break the stigma, or like you know get rid of that stigma that you know as a queer person of color, as a Latino, like that I couldn't do this, right? Because I saw other people from other communities do it, so I was like, why do I feel such a shame? And part of it was probably like my Catholic upbringing.
I was about to say our culture.
There's a couple of there's so much more out there.
Yeah.
In our culture, like what I'm about to say might be a little problematic, but being white or black and being a porn star is much easier, I feel like, than a Latino, because we come from a background of like family. Yeah, like you cannot like when my family's starting to find out, and I feel like they're acting very different because now they're like, well, first, like my little brother the other day, he's like, so who's Xavier Blanco? And I'm like, shut the fuck up.
Oh, he came for you?
Are you different from on camera to off camera? Like, do you feel like the person that you're portraying to the internet and to the masses and your subscribers, do you think they're the same person on and off?
I would say yeah. I'm very, very sexual outside. Yeah, on and off camera. And I've always felt like a little ashamed about it, which is why I feel like doing OnlyFans and doing porn has allowed me to become more comfortable just being that person outside.
When I get a lot of like the stigma of like doing OnlyFans and all that, I feel like people try to break that, like to break that confidence level, because you have to be, people think like doing this is so easy. Like we're literally exposing our complete bodies to the world, and we're allowing everybody to judge us. So I feel like sometimes when people are going hard at like the fact that we're doing this and it's supposed to be a bad thing, it's almost kind of like that jealousy for them. Like, wow, how comfortable can you be within yourself to actually expose your way to everybody? That's why I was like wondering, like, are you the same? Because I am completely different on camera than I am in person. And earlier you were asking about like dating and stuff, like if anybody's dating, but like for me, like one of the guys that I'm seeing.
She said one of them.
Still single as fuck. So if
Anyone's
but
yeah.
no, like when we spend our time together, like it's they see like the Xavier on camera is completely different from the Xavier that is behind the closed doors. Like I have sex in the dark, missionary, super basic, vanilla as fuck. And then on camera, I'm taking like an 8-inch dildo and then a double-headed dildo and getting fisted and doing all these things. But but that's not the reality of my day-to-day. Like my day-to-day is a little bit more basic than Xavier is on camera.
And that's a good way to kind of, yeah, I think it's a healthy way to keep it, if you keep the boundaries kind of away from each other, because you can 100% consume yourself in it, and you become, you know, Xavier Blanco, like fully how he is in the bedroom, or you become Abel how he is in the bedroom. But it's a lifestyle that you have to commit to, and if you're not 100% ready to commit to that whole lifestyle and completely be a sex worker day and night, then you kind of have to have that boundary and that separation of, okay, this is one thing and this is another. This is what I'm going to represent to certain people. This is another. Otherwise, your mind will just go into a whole fantasy land that you'll never come out of.
Well, how do you guys deal with like your fans or like negative feedback or people like your family that see your content?
At this point, I don't even look at, like, my Instagram, I don't look at DMs at all anymore. Like, my friends and my family text me because I get a lot of, like, hate mail. I get a lot of, like, very disrespectful situations. Like, there's a section that if I don't follow you, I don't even, like that section.
Restricted?
Yeah. You can restrict them, yeah.
Yeah, like that section, I don't even look at anymore because, like, the stuff that some people, like, I had this one person said that you might as well kill yourself for what you're doing now. It's just like,
Well, how do they even see it? How do they get onto your page?
Right. They follow you.
I've had people, like, on my, like, I had a subscriber, like, subscribe 3 times and post my personal information, like my address and my phone number in the comments so, like, that other people will know.
That's scary.
That's, yeah.
So I still don't know how to handle.
That's someone he's not envious or jealous. He's just being spiteful. That's just.
I think a lot of people just have a lot of misconceptions about what it is to be a sex worker. When I started doing this, I didn't consider myself a sex worker because, growing up, sex worker to me was like, and I grew up in Brooklyn, so I remember, like, whenever someone in school wanted to, like, make a joke at you, they would be like, oh, I saw your mom on 3rd, right? And they were referring to 3rd Avenue, which was just, like, full of prostitutes, right? Like, this was, like, in the early 1990s. So for me, like, sex worker was like, oh, I'm out on the street and, like, selling my body because I'm actually having sex with people. But there are people who are now recording themselves and they're doing it alone. They don't have a partner. And that alone technically makes them a sex worker because they're monetizing a sexual fantasy or sexual act, right? Whether it's masturbation or whether it's actual intercourse with
other people,
one or more people. So I don't know. I think the more we talk about it, and I'm happy that we're doing this today, I think it's going to allow more people to be comfortable to even consider this as an option, right? I think for me, it's important to give people that choice, right? I'm not saying you should do it, but I'm saying, like, you can do it, and this is what it can look like. But you can totally do whatever you want.
I'm leaning more towards doing it just because I told you guys, like, my situation right now, I'm in between jobs and I want some extra income. And I think this would be a good way. And in the past, I've had situations where I've reacted negatively to, I don't know if any of you guys had your nudes leaked before you guys did OnlyFans or any of that, but I've had that done before from my first boyfriend. So for me, that kind of just, I carried that on for a little bit and it kind of made me feel really, traumatized from it. But now to kind of do it on my own, I feel like that'd be a way to just kind of, be more empowered as well.
Yeah, I feel like our community, when it comes to, like, sex, like, that moment of, like, exposing somebody's nudes, like, I'm totally not about that. Recently on my Instagram, I put, like, send nudes, and I'm very respectful of everybody that's sending me. Thank God, like, keep sending me nudes, please. NYC Dominicano. Yeah, like, people have beautiful penises out there and asses, but like, those pictures, I don't even show to my friends. Like, those messages are private between me and the individual because that, like, if somebody doesn't want to be exposed in that way, like, that's their own personal situation because people are fucking hateful. Like, the moment you show your body, like, that gives them a right to say whatever they want about you.
Or share it with other
Yeah.
people.
I know some people that actually expose themselves for their OnlyFans, like, in order to kind of, like, build up a clientele. Like, you'll expose yourself to, like, my partner actually did that. He exposed myself, and then we kind of blew up in that sense. And there's different ways to kind of brand yourself. Again, I was talking about branding. It's all about the image
Also,
you
it was
want to
kind
portray.
of like it was an accident.
Accident. Oh, he did it on purpose because he did.
Exactly. Yeah. Like, babe, just so you know.
I want to go back to your point about empowerment, because that's also a reason why I did OnlyFans and Twitter. Because for a long time, I mean, when I was younger, I was, like, raped and sexually molested. So I felt like that power was gone from me. So now through sex was where I can find that power again. So I started doing OnlyFans, or started just recording videos and just feeling sexy through sex. So now, after, like, a whole, like, year, 2 years, I feel just much more empowered by doing all these acts and just feeling.
Yeah, because it's more your choice now, your decision.
Right, correct.
You're living in your own truth.
Right.
Like, there's no longer, and I feel like that's the beauty of, like, OnlyFans, because it's not, like I do want to go into porn. I want to like be a porn star, but the beauty of like OnlyFans, you have full control of like who you're sleeping with, what you're putting out there, what people are going to see about you. So it's like there's no, when people are like, do you enjoy what you do? It's like, yeah, for the most part, of course. I'm like, I'm not sleeping with people because I have to. It's something that I enjoy, and it comes off on camera, I guess, because it's authentic. So I think that's beautiful. I call myself a sex worker because I want to empower that word, because I feel like people take away from it. Like this is, I do makeup during the day, but me as a sex worker is actually what I'm proud of, is what I speak about. I don't speak about my daytime job at all. I don't really enjoy it. I enjoy what I do with this. This is like where I'm investing all my time and money and energy, spirituality, and everything that I do, because this is always what I wanted to be. I want to be Jenna Jameson. I want to be getting awards for being the best bottom of the year.
We will soon.
Yeah.
We'll be there.
We're putting it out there.
Wait, so who else wants to be a porn star or has been a porn star?
I did video. Yeah, I've done it.
You've done it?
I've done it. Full productions. It was a lot to take in. It was, I did it through Champ Robinson, and then he did 2 videos, and it definitely highlighted my Twitter. So once you do that, and then it kind of increases the value of you a little bit,
right, in
some sense, and
it's like if going to RuPaul's Drag Race as a drag queen.
Exactly, 100%. Like, yeah, you get a video, and then the clientele's come in, and then on top of that, at the same time, I was doing a lot of other sex work. I was escorting. It was a lot of things that I was doing on the list with my partner. So it escalated our value, but I did it by myself, and it was an interesting experience, because it's full production. There was like 10 minutes of like actual sex, and then everything else is just like edited video content. But it does escalate the value of your I guess your subscription on OnlyFans, one, your price point, your donation if you were doing escorting in that sense. And
donation, roses.
Donation.
How many roses are you gonna send me today?
In that sense, yeah. So it does add value, but again, you want to be careful with your brand. Which production company you're going to go with or accept, or that's going to allow you to to put your name out there, and if you want that image, that type of image from that type of demographic. So be very selective if you were to go in that route, but it does amplify your price point and the value of your page.
Boom boom cat 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 boom boom cat 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 cat. She's a pretty little thing working late at night.